All right, welcome back to the Phenoms Part 2 Week 2 recap. Meant to do this Monday evening, actually, which I never do, and then Tuesday, but that spilled into, I had some work stuff I had to do. So here we are. We're back. These things will be out on Tuesdays. I guarantee it, even if I got to do it Monday night. They're coming out Monday night or Tuesday from here on out. All right, let's just get right to it. So this week I played Lamborghini. Tatanka Blanco plays Lamborghini. Let me get into the box score here just to see what we're looking at. So I was pretty much thought I was going to win this thing. From the start. It's a subpar opponent. He's had some good seasons, but he's really fell off in the last couple. His name is Lamborghini, which is really a dumb name for fantasy, like one of the dumbest names I've ever heard. And I still don't get it. I don't know if it was based on a foot race that he was supposed to have with people because he said he was fast, and we all know that he's not fast. He's like, I was fast when I was a little kid, or whatever he would say. But I don't think he is fast. And he's definitely not a Lamborghini, more like a Hamburghini. So anyway, his final score was 97-85. Let's just see where you went wrong. Kyler Murray, less than. Puka Nacua definitely had more points than he was supposed to. Broncos defense, that could have been maybe a deciding factor because not only did you have points, you had negative points. So if the Broncos, who were supposed to be the number one defense in the league, at least a top three, I think. I don't think anybody would argue that preseason. If they just had any amount of points, you probably would have won the game. But you didn't. For me, some of my guys were a little less than Drake London. As a matter of fact, I didn't want to talk that way. Kenneth Walker had 10 more points than he was supposed to, but Drake London had 7 less. So, you even it out, you get it. 97 points. I actually can't even believe I pulled off a victory because it's 97 points, and you were worse than I was. And it's a weird thing to say, being the top player in the league, but I tell you what, you're probably not the top player in the league because I'm looking at some pretty low numbers across the board here. Me, I could sniff 100. You were close to 90, and we had people that was way less than that. So there's a game here I'm looking at. People wish they had even hit 80. So that's what it is. No offense. Better Call Persal. We got a professional basketball player in the Honduras League at 1-1. So he is. Excuse me. Just so we know, let's note. Let me go back. That puts you in the 500 club, Kane. I am in the undefeated club. It's a weird deal, but you know what? At least you got to win. So now let's go back to the Honduran professional basketball player. I did pick him, and there at some point I think somebody said something like, "Oh, he's going to go 10 for 10," which actually, when the statement was made through text, wasn't an actual possibility because I'd already lost one of those games. I wish I had it in front of me. I didn't do it. I'm just trying to get it in. I should have went back, watched the video, see who I projected. I know that on this game I projected Will to win, and you lost. And just looking at it, like, how did you lose to Willie Nelson? You're both 1-1. I wanted you to win last week, Willie Nelson, though I didn't know that you would have. This one was up in the air. Didn't really carry one. Hey, you're both 500, so at least you both have wins. But let's see where you went wrong, Will, because you lost in the last minute. I would have to remember who that game was and who was playing, because Brock Bowers was less than. You would have got beat worse. Oh, Jamar Chase probably put him over the edge. He, nearly doubled his point. Nope. The kicker. Jamar Chase and the kicker. His kicker had the same amount of points as your quarterback, and that was definitely the difference maker in that game. Either way, you made me look stupid. Do your job, Will. It's really disheartening when you can't put the appropriate people in. Like, I'll give you an example. Well, actually, there's no example. You had every player in that you should have had in. You had nobody on your roster that would have swayed the difference, which leads me to believe that you're just not as good as Kyle. So no offense. Are you good at Honduran basketball, being a professional Honduran player, being sponsored by rice companies and tortilla companies? Maybe you're good at that, but you're not as good as Willie Nelson. And I apologize for all the negative comments that I thought I was saying when I began your analysis. Kyle, you are better than Will. No offense, Will. Grow up. So next we have Wrecking Crew versus Downtown St. Brown. This one, I don't remember if it went back and forth. I think there was a time there for a split second where I thought you were going to lose, or it was close anyway. I did project you to win. So at this point, I'm 2-for-1. I'm 2-1 because Honduran basketball players not very good at fantasy apparently. But you did pull it out, which puts you 1-1. And you played Downtown St. Brown, who is 0-2. No shocker there. Not that good at fantasy. But Herbert, a couple more points he was supposed to. Jonathan Taylor definitely was a difference maker for you. 123 to 108. So, I mean, you won by 15. Jonathan Taylor scoring 14 more than he was supposed to definitely was a help. And I got to be honest, Travis Etienne, it was a shocker that he was so far down the list because he really has all the talent in the world. I think if you stuck like Travis Etienne playing for Dallas, he'd probably be unbelievable, or some team that has some possibility of an offense. But that was good for you. The Bills' defense gave you 5 more points. Either way, I think Jonathan Taylor was definitely the difference maker this week. But you also had Lamar Jackson, Downtown St. Brown, scores more points than he was supposed to. Kyron Williams, I have him in a couple leagues, definitely hosed you. I feel like Trey Benson was supposed to be the guy. That's what they said preseason. I still think he has an okay year, less than. But you had Armand St. Brown, unbelievable amount of points. Sadly, though, Billy, when it just comes to your starting running backs and your McLaurin only with 4 points. Laporta, who's supposed to be a highly touted receiver, only has 2. But, you know, Jameson Williams and Armand St. Brown definitely took all the targets that game. Just looking at your roster, just to see if there's anything where you could have felt better about yourself. Juwan Johnson would have helped. Wouldn't have got you all the way there. Would have got you 8 more points. And then Devonta Smith, you could have only got 9 more points. So you basically played the best roster. You still would have lost this week. No offense. And the reason I say no offense because I know that you get uptight about fantasy, but like some people just have the vision, and some people don't. Cody's only 500, so he didn't have the vision last week, but he wasn't projected to win either. This week he was, so he definitely did his job both weeks. So either way, you know, Cody keep pushing on. Feels good to at least be in the 500 club. I don't know about being in the 0 club. That's actually a strange thing because at this point in this analysis, you're the first person in the O club. So next we have Rusty Buckets of Dookie versus Rebuilding Season. This is one that I know that I missed. I did not take Rebuilding Season. He did pull it out. Drake May, apparently he's pretty good and has more points than we thought. To be honest, though, this was kind of just a terrible game all around because you only had two players. Drake May scored 9 more than he was supposed to. Bijan Robinson scored only 3 more than he was projected. And, bro, that's it. That's literally it. The rest of your team actually they weren't even up to speed. So the fact that you're 2-0 and you're still rebuilding, I think you started off 2-0 last year. So before I don't want to be negative, Mitchell. No offense, Rusty. You suck at fantasy. You lost, and that's sad. Josh Allen definitely hosed you this week. Just with Josh Allen alone, not being Josh Allen-esque, you lost. Genty, I've never been high on him. I don't believe in him. His preseason sucked. His first week sucked. His second week sucked. It's not that I'm not high on him. It's that I don't think he has a team to surround him that would allow him to succeed. I just don't believe it. And the rest of you got a lot of single digit players on your roster. And that just killed you. 79 points. You didn't even reach 80. Kind of an embarrassment. But you are the 500 club at least. But now let's go back to Mitchell. Mitchell, you were 2-0 last year. You're 2-0 this year. I don't remember if it was last year or the year before. But you started off 2-0 at one point. We're like, oh, Mitchell's got it back. He's finally rebuilt. You are 2-0. But this week, for you personally, should be a big week for you to feel good about yourself if you can actually pull out a victory this week. I'm not looking ahead to see who you're even playing. I don't know. I'll do that tomorrow. But here we are, guys. Congratulations at this point, Mitchell. You are 2-0. Welcome to the Undefeated Club. And looking at our list, Mitchell, we, at this point, are the only undefeated people. So next is Red Nut. Golly, Mitchell, we're the only undefeated people. Hey, welcome to the club. Rebuilding season feels good. I know I'm used to it. You know, you're not, but keep working. You'll get there. Red Nuts versus bye week. Red Nuts did pull it out, and that was without the help of his quarterback, who went out in the first quarter. And I said this before, how embarrassing is it these days? Could you imagine playing in the 60s and 70s and probably even the 80s, and you're the quarterback, and you're like, Coach, I hurt my toe real bad. Can you, like Patrick Mahomes, who I'm not even that big of a fan of. Actually, I guess I'm a fan, but he plays for a team that I think we should beat, so I'm not like going to go nuts on him. But bro, this guy's old school. He hurts his ankle and he's still playing no matter what. Like he if his legs broke, he's going to try to play. At least he's that guy. Joe Burrow, you hurt your toe and he went out. Can you imagine, back to the reference, 60s, 70s, 80s, like, Coach, I hurt my toe. Golly, Joe Burrow sucks. You did pull it out. Let me see the difference maker. James Cook was the difference maker for you, hands down. Scored 13 more points than he was supposed to, which that alone puts you up. And the rest of your lineup, honestly, kind of suffered. Dallas had less points. No shocker there. Dallas sucks. Prater, 6 more points. Those were difference makers there. Kind of a terrible game all the way around because you only had 75 points. You have your receiving core is awesome. I actually personally am a Tony Pollard fan, but kind of that reference to Genty earlier. Tony Pollard doesn't have a quarterback. He's a rookie, so he could be okay, but he's not at this point, which is not like freeing up his run game or anything. That they were getting beat. So anyway, difference makers for bye week. You only scored 64 points. I don't have to. To be honest, you had one player. You had 2 players who scored more than. Well, I don't. They're all single digits. Terrible week, you know it. I don't have to tell you. I don't want to run into the ground. I know that you have more important things going in your life right now for sure than fantasy. So I'm not even going to get on it. I'm just saying, Red Nuts, you did win. Good for you, but you're gonna have to do better. You are in the 500 club. Bye week, you're in the O club. Listen, do better, guys. That's the recap. I'll be with you tomorrow for the week 3 predictions.